Whew. As soon as I started my camera, a bug just flew into my head. So we're gonna do another little walk and talk again, you guys. Today, hopefully I can do it all in one take, because I want to, the reason why I'm filming it this way is because I want to post it both on IGTV and on my YouTube this week, because I sort of feel like this might be the only time that I'll feel like filming this week, and it's so nice out that I don't really want to sit down and film. I still feel so weird doing this in public, like holding my phone up like this. I'm not so much in public, I'm just like in the burbs. I'm in the burbs, which is where I live now. It's my third summer here. It still feels weird because I'm either in the country or I'm in the city, and I'm being in this sort of like half and half land. It's a little bizarre. Okay, so let's talk about news. I launched Everlasting yesterday. Super disastrous. Worst launch in the history of Stark, I think, because it didn't work. The shipping option, like, it was just really weird. What happened was that, okay, so whenever I have a new product, I essentially just have to, create a little profile for it on my online shipping product catalog kind of thing, and then put in all the info. And I remember putting in all the info, the dimensions, the weight, the tariff code, all that stuff. Because I've been doing the same thing for like 5 years with this particular warehouse, 6 years now. And for some reason, there was a glitch, and then it defaulted to saying that the weight was 999.99 pounds per bottle, which is a lot of skincare. So obviously when it launched, and I didn't know, there wasn't really a way. First of all, there wasn't any reason why I would suspect that that would be an issue. And second of all, there wasn't really, like, I can't really test an order until it actually comes in. And I mean, I've been using the same systems for years, and generally speaking, everything like works out for that. Shipments get lost, items go missing, there's that kind of stuff. But with the tech stuff, because I work with, an e-commerce platform that's huge, I work with Shopify, and I mean, these guys, they know what they're doing. They've been doing this forever, and we're actually in the same city, so it didn't work out. Beat down time. Just joking, Shopify. So I don't know, all hell broke loose. It didn't work out. I have been dealing with some really, really bad anxiety lately, as I've mentioned a few times now in my past videos, because all I talk about now is anxiety and hair. And I do want to talk about hair and anxiety again today. But yeah, so yesterday was like shitty. I was not feeling well. I was like pretty physically sick. And just mentally, that was just a little bit too much for me to handle. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur long enough now that, like, when these things happen, I don't take it personally anymore, which I know that sounds probably a little bit weird, but it's just like with parenting. When little kids act up, it's like the worst thing you can do is take their tantrum personally. And it's the same with an entrepreneur. You can't take, like business, like these fuck ups personally, because they're going to happen, and they do happen. And it's like, that's technology, and I'm just really grateful that, my customers, you guys, you're so amazing and patient and understanding that, I don't know, like, nobody's freaking out at me, you know, which I wouldn't really be able to deal with. So it's really cool being in an industry where it just attracts like the nicest people, and yeah, I'll always be grateful for that. So yeah, today it's fixed. It took my warehouse over 24 hours to fix that really stupid error, glitch, or whatever it was. Not very happy with how long it took, but at least it got fixed. Gotta cross the highway now. So that was good. Should I just run across? No. We're approaching the forest. Sorry, I'm chewing on my gum. I should really spit it out somewhere, but there's no garbage cans. Okay, so yesterday, sort of a disaster, but so grateful for just how, like, yeah, compassionate everyone is. And I know you're probably thinking, like, of course we are, Jess. We know you're just a single woman. Well, not a single woman, but, like, that this is, like, a one-person empire. And I feel like, because, you know, you guys get to know me pretty personally, that there's just a lot of compassion and understanding whenever I do mess up, and that's awesome. But, you know, it still makes me feel pretty nervous and scared, because there's been a lot of brands, you know, really acting badly on social media and messing up, and I mean, that's their own fault because they're acting like assholes, but I don't know. I wonder sometimes, it's like something innocent happens and then you just kind of get like pushed beyond a certain threshold and start acting badly, you know. And I think as someone who's currently dealing with some mental health issues, not that I think I'm gonna go like off, as I call it, the deep end and act badly on social media. I don't think that's me, but I don't know. I get scared sometimes that I'm going to burn out and just drop everything, but it hasn't happened yet. So that's why I have to schedule in time like this, where I just go for a walk. And, you know, it's sort of productive because I'm creating a video, but I really need, like, I want to buy a house in the woods. This is like in my sort of short-term goals. I'm starting to look at houses in the forest, in the woods, in the country, because I was born in the woods. I grew up in the forest here and back in my homeland, in my native land. Sorry that I'm kind of like, but it's really humid today, and I always have a hard time breathing whenever it's humid. It gives me a lot of claustrophobia at night. It's a whole other story. Whenever we get into my big video about anxiety, I'll talk about some of my own symptoms with it, because I feel like just some of the stuff that I'm going through right now, I don't know, they may be symptoms that a lot of people ignore or wouldn't necessarily recognize as being anxiety or depression. So I think that'll be interesting. I'm just smiling at everyone. Hi, anxiety or depression. What was I talking about before that? Damn it, Jess. I have like the mind of a squirrel, I swear to God. Oh yeah, so I was saying, like, it's important for me to schedule in time like this. Buying a house in the country, yeah, just, you've probably heard about Shinrin-yoku before, so that's forest bathing, and it's Japanese, but it's a Japanese philosophy or idea. Not an ancient one, it actually comes from the 80s, I believe. But it's the science of, the medical benefits of hanging out in green spaces. And I know, and I've always known that the most therapeutic thing for me is just being immersed in green. I'm starting to more and more kind of panic in cities, and you know, my panic can look very different than another person's type of panic, and I'm very claustrophobic and agoraphobic, and I can't be in crowds. That's been years though for me. I can't sit in a restaurant and have like a crowd of people behind my back. My dad calls me a gangster because I always have to sit with my back to a wall facing the crowd where I can see everyone. So yeah, it's just a G thing. Actually, it's an A thing. It's an anxiety thing. Whoa, look at this hair. So let's talk a little bit about hair. So I'm on week, am I on week 3? No, I think I'm on no, this is week 2 of following the curly girl method. So I have curls again today, but I didn't have curls for about a week. I think I like deep conditioned too much. Honestly, like all my experience I have with skin, hair, I'm definitely less experienced with. I mean, I have 2 hair products, but they're quite basic in the sense that like a dry shampoo is one of the easiest DIYs to do, honestly. That's why, you know, I had to elevate mine with some like really good botanicals in it and just not make it just like cornstarch, which can actually help the growth of fungus on your hairs, on your scalp. So definitely cornstarch is not a very good ingredient for dry shampoo. Whoa, you guys. You see that cardinal? He's showing off for a female. Oh, this is amazing. That cardinal's totally gonna get laid. Oh, there's a squirrel too. Whoa, what is even going on? That was awesome. I hope you guys could see that. Such a huge red cardinal, and he's like puffing out and chirping. Look, I'm in the forest now. So this is like a nice path through the woods, very close to home for me. So I've taken my Instagram stories through here pretty often. So I'm learning all about hair care and what my specific type of hair needs. So if I do end up creating products out of this, I'll tell you that it's going to be for fine to medium hair that has some texture. So wavy to curlier hair that has maybe like medium to high porosity, and that does need a balance of protein and moisture and humectants in the hair. So this is like the balance I'm trying to learn for my own hair, and then who knows, it might turn into something else. This is usually what happens. I get obsessed with, you know, certain ingredients or a certain function for the skin or certain scent or just things. I get like really laser focused into it, and then usually something comes out of it. So I did make myself my own little hair serum on day 2 of curly girl method, and it's actually really good. It was good for a first attempt at a product, so I'm very happy about it. And yeah, you never know, it may actually turn into something. So I'm going to enjoy. We're getting deeper into the forest, and I want to enjoy this, and plus I'm having a hard time walking as fast as I do and breathing in this humidity. I want to mention something really random, because I was watching someone's videos this morning, and she was holding like a jar of like a pot of like a co-wash, which is like a conditioning shampoo that she really likes, and the thing just looked huge in her hand. I was like, wow, that's like a massive pot of co-wash. And then I looked it up on Amazon and it wasn't so big. Like from the way that she was holding it, to me it looked like it was like a liter of co-wash. And then later in her video she was like saying how like her hair dryer was too big for her. This was Curly Girl in Real Life, whose hair YouTube channel I really like because her hair is pretty similar to mine, so I'm learning a lot from her. Yeah, so she was saying her hair dryer with the diffuser was like way too big for her, and she's like, oh, but I'm hardly even 5 feet. I'm like, oh, it sort of dawned on me, like that's why some YouTubers, when they're holding up a bottle or a jar or whatever, something, and it looks massive, and I'm like, wow, that just looks like the best deal ever, because it's like this huge thing, and then I see myself in my videos and everything looks so small. It's because I'm 5'8", so like I'm not, you know, I'm not that tall, but like I'm not super petite either, so I don't know, I just had to like point that out because it can really change your perception of a product. It's like, look at this jar, like look at this tiny little bottle, versus like someone's like holding it, it's like, it looks like this big like can in their hands. So I don't know, that was just my little observation. Yeah, so another random Stark video this week. Like I said, I'm gonna Shinrin Yoku a little and maybe meditate a bit or just do something calming. Bye.